It's time to drink
and draw.
drinks
And draw.
Ladies and gentlemen, wake the kids, phone the neighbors.
drinks
And draw.
Give the folks a little sizzle. Sizzle?
Spetsy.
Quick.
Wow, you're pretty quick for a big guy.
Brought to you by
Comics.shop.
I believe I'm ready, but you just don't know.
I feel I'm ready.
Welcome to episode 112 of Comics Drink and Draw. Friday night drink and draw, I should say. And tonight's theme is Mad Max.
Busy. Look, I had this whole diatribe at the top, mate, about how it's a night of twos. As in we've got two Nicks. That's a usual for us. I had KFC, a zinger burger with supercharged sauce. So, needless to say, I'll be dropping a number 2 at some time tonight. But also, Sis, what mood would you say your feet are in?
My feet.
Yeah, what mood are they in?
I have no. I'm lost.
Sis, tonight on the show, hopefully it's the plan, we have 2 people that worked on the movie Happy Feet 2.
Oh, no way.
So, like,
I guess my feet are happy.
yeah, bruh, they are. But just like if you recall, maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 6 episodes ago of Chinwag, I got to host, and I was to sit down with Tim McEwen. And in the green room, everything was great. We were chatting, we were having a good old time. I was nervous, and he's laughing as though he's with us. Tim, we can't see you.
You can't see me in the screen.
No, that's
No.
what I'm talking about. You've left us. No, not only can we not see you in the screen.
Rob, are you doing another pickle situation? Is this what's happening?
Yeah,
I can see me in the StreamYard. And you're right. I can't see me on the stream. Should I log out and log back in again?
I don't know, but maybe just touch your phone to light it up again. It's your phone that's. But anyway,
The microphone's
I
still
can
working.
I can see me on the phone. I can't see me on the computer.
Oh.
That is so. What about the pressing of the intro? Does your whole internet not enjoy it?
I'm gonna leave and come back. All right.
All right, please do come back because I have all this McEwen and Sexton stuff planned, and without a McEwen and a Sexton, Mr. Blandon, there's a lot of pressure on you then, my friend. Well, my name is Spedsy. There is no show, though, without the head honcho of Comex, and that is Shane Sizzle right there. Thank you for having us, Shane. I did notice the Comex shop is back and in action.
Yes.
If you wish to support the show and the creators on it, that's the best way to do it. But we found out last show, that her name is Sladen. Shaden Jew is back with us. How you be?
Oh, mate, I am on the mend. I have just come out from probably the worst week. Today marks the very halfway point of my degree, and I've just completed 3 assignments this week, which has been pretty hectic, not gonna lie. And I did it all on the tail end of COVID, so I'm feeling pretty fresh, dude. But no, it's all good.
The biggest assignment is right now, right in front of you, of course, and that is to entertain the masses here on
Absolutely. That's it. I'm here for it. Let's go.
Quick, welcome. Hi, how are you? What's been going on? Tell me.
Not much. Not a whole lot. Just ready to talk about how much I don't know about Mad Max, basically.
Awesome.
Me too.
Yeah. Well, it wouldn't be fun to draw without a bunch of people saying, I've never seen it. What are we talking about? And the man who points that out to me the most is this guy right below me. So we is he for
what?
Oh, no,
what?
Yeah. I thought we've lost Neil as well. Not exactly. No, good.
No,
All right.
but it was really, you're really dropping out there. I couldn't hear you.
Oh, was I?
Oh.
No, you weren't.
Yeah, for me anyway.
Well, Neil, if you
Yeah,
will.
there you go again.
Oh,
you're dropping out. Can't hear a thing.
Am I here for
He's not
everybody else?
talking.
I might have to come in and out again.
Blair, I can hear everything you're saying, Spedsy.
I don't know. Is this
I can hear everything Neil's saying.
Is this an innuendo or just something else?
Let's introduce Alex.
Well, let's not introduce Alex. Let's let Alex introduce Alex.
I'm going to drop out in and out again.
Introduce Alex. Introduce Alex. Introduce Alex. What am I talking about? I'm talking about, if you will. This is why I was late to the green room, because I just thought of this and it made me laugh. But this next fortnight show, it's an all Alex adventure.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, it's all old. Like that. No, it's all recent. You haven't got old stuff. Anyways, that's enough.
Which is it? It's all old or it's all recent?
I don't know. It's a bit of neither. It's a bit all too recent. It's all my new home. You haven't got the COVID days background, which is all brown.
Yeah.
People like brown.
Okay.
Look at this background. Oh,
Hey,
hello.
Sexton's in the hill.
Hey, Mark.
Let's start the show over real quick. We just lost Neil. So, mate, they're dropping like flies. They're arriving like flies. Mark, we're just going around the room introducing everybody. So if you bear with me one more second, I'm just going to say hello to Nick May. Welcome, sir.
Hello. I honestly thought we were drawing Dennis the Menace. What's this Mad Max thing? I've never heard of it.
Yeah, well, brace yourself. Well, because we've got literal experts in the room, but we'll get to that. Now, let me tell you a little something about booking big stars on the show, mate. What you do is you book, you got your me and your quicks, we're around this level, right? And then you book yourself with Tim McEwen, and then you use your Tim McEwen to leverage another veteran of Australian comics. You might know him from movies such as Attack of the Clones, Mission Impossible 2, Black Panther, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Thor, Love and Thunder, and of course Mad Max Fury Road and Furiosa. But we know him, we love him from this, Bug and Stuff.
Hey.
Not only have we got the man of greener pastures, we've got the man behind these two crazies. It's Tim McEwen, Mark Sexton. Welcome to the show, gentlemen.
Hello.
How you doing?
Oi. Hello. Hello.
Now, Mark was pointing out.
Apologies for being late.
This is a bit of a Happy Feet 2 reunion, of course, because two of us here worked on Happy Feet 2. And spoilers, it wasn't me and Sis.
I know the only people who worked on Happy Feet 2 are probably underneath a table somewhere crying, or just about to be, because you've mentioned it.
Yeah. Well, all right.
Sorry, yeah, you guys talk. I'll be.
No,
I was going to say, as if it's a reunion. It's been like years and years since I saw Mark or spoke to him. It's been so long.
It's been nice. It's been really nice.
You know what? If I squinted real hard, you're almost the same guy. You've got the same glasses.
Don't tell our wives.
All right. Well, that's the
my internal filter is in overdrive, thinking of what to say and then telling myself not to say it. So
don't worry, you'll be telling me later.
All right. Well, let's talk about what we're here to talk about, hey? And that's this thing.
Let's talk about real stuff. Let's talk about
now.
There we go.
Sis, remind us all, what are we talking and drawing tonight?
We are talking and drawing Mad Max.
And I mean, you've told us, but tell us again. How much do you know about Mad Max?
I watched, I think, the first two a very, very long time ago, so I have very little memory of them. I remember that it's called Mad Max, and there was a guy called Max who was a little bit mad, and
Good start.
there was a woman who sings, Tina Turner, and that's all I remember.
That was the
Who's
third
the
one.
third one? You can't
Oh,
have
that's
seen
the
it.
third one.
I watched the third one. Thank you.
Jesus.
I watched more than I thought.
Sis, if you had to guess, what is Mad Max's second name?
Mad? Max? Angry? I don't know.
And I can give you 3 options if you'd like them.
Cool.
Well, you've got Max Rockatansky, or Max Paperatansky, or Max. What's that one?
Scissors.
I'm going for third.
Well, correct.
Who asked him?
Correct.
Poking him.
This show is a massive fraud, just in case you weren't sure. We're talking about Max Rockatansky, I want to say. Now, have we got him in backstage? Says, is Neil backstage by any chance?
No, he's not.
Oh, we lost. Neil's our resident
Hang on,
yeller at us.
Nope.
Neil likes to yell at us when we don't know what we're talking about, which is very regular.
That's true.
But
So we're just pretending he's gone, are we?
Yeah.
I'm ready for
I
the
actually
yelling.
have seen some Mad Max in my time. I'm not super fluent, but I know some stuff. Of course, back in the day, we used to have Saturday night movie night at my house. In as much as my dad used to play in a band, so he was off playing shows, and my mum used to go to work, and so the kids, we would sit home and watch the TV, and we would watch whatever movie was on. That's where I saw all kinds of things that were not suitable for my age. One of them being Mad Max. Now, all I remember of my initial Mad Max viewing was the Thunderdome, which is, of course, Alex's nickname for his toilet. But yeah, the Tina Turner of it all, the giant, massive iron ball of sorts. And then fast forward to Fury Road, which I saw a couple of years ago. But Shaden, people don't want to hear me talk. Tell us what you know, / don't know, about the Mad Max universe.
What can I say? I'm an absolute I'm a master at this universe. What can I say? No, sadly, I am going to come in clutch with my continuity as always and say I don't know much. But I do know that recently there was a movie that came out, Furiosa, I believe. Is that right? Furiosa. So
Quite recently.
I do know of that. My parents actually have a few of the older DVDs that I've got on my to watch list. So yeah, that's my extent of my knowledge. But as always, I'm going to come in clutch and say I'm super stoked to hear and learn about everything about Mad Max tonight. So over to Nick.
Shaden, before we do, can I just say the guy right here below me was the storyboard artist on Furiosa. Not to just I'm bragging on his behalf.
Yeah, I can't do that, which makes me feel even worse.
Yeah.
I'm deeply sad.
Yeah.
But my parents really loved it, so
Which is another
that
way
makes
of
it sounds worse.
Yeah, the rest of us are super old.
It's like my parents like lame stuff. That's not.
Shaden, so the original Mad Max film came out in 1979, but I feel like Mad Max, by the time Road Warrior and Thunderdome came out, it was during the 80s, and it was a big 80s movie. Do you have a favorite, despite probably not even being born in the 80s, do you have a favorite 80s movie?
Well, hold on. Let me just real quick Google 1 sec.
What
is my favorite movie?
We start mentioning.
Hold on. I have it. Yes, I do, and it is Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I just had to double check.
Acceptable. You can live.
Thank you.
Now, can I ask what you Googled? Did you Google Shaden's favorite movies or movies of the 80s?
Movie from the 80s.
How did you know? Get out of my computer, Spitzy. Get out.
What was your favorite part of Ferris Bueller's Day Off?
Oh, the car scene where he like drives it out of the fucking window. Oh, sorry.
Okay. Oh, it's okay.
Lucky
It's okay.
you
It checks
added
out.
window
It checks out. That did happen
Yeah.
in the movie.
Before she said window, though, I was like, she's describing 90% of movies, just like
You're
a
like-
guy in the car driving.
Yeah, I was like the guy. Yeah, that could have been any movie.
Now, Shaden, we were talking about Happy Feet, and of course, we're talking about Mad Max. If you were to have an alliterative adjective in front of your name, so something starting with S, but also a bit of a describing something or other, and I will not accept Sladen. What would your Mad Max name be?
Saucy Shay.
Nice.
That's
it.
that. I don't know what that movie would be about. But,
Maybe it's just
It was one of the movies you watched when your parents are out,
yeah,
and you weren't supposed to watch it.
I totally watched it because I remember there was a guy who drove a car out at some point.
I just figured I am over 18, so I just clicked through.
Quick, Nick, you're a film buff, mate. You've been there, done that. You can't make films without watching films. This is a guy who's going to drop an encyclopedia of knowledge. Take us all the way back.
I remember watching Mad Max, having seen like parts of Mad Max 2 and 3. And so I had like certain expectations. And maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but Mad Max doesn't feel particularly apocalyptic. Would the team agree with me on that? It's very rural Australian. It doesn't really take you to the steampunk madness the other ones do. That was my first thought when I saw Mad Max. My second thought at the end of it was like, it's a good title for a movie. Does Mel Gibson get particularly mad? Not really, not having seen Lethal Weapon and Patriot. I know Riggs is crazy. Mad Max, sort of Angry Max. Doesn't really... Later on, sure, he gets a bit more berserk. But initial viewing of Mad Max, I like the sequels more, for sure. I'm not sure if we're talking about Mad Max or the sequels tonight. But
we're talking about all of it, mate. I mean, we're talking about...
And Waterworld.
And Waterworld. We talk about Waterworld? Great.
I didn't mind Waterworld.
Not while I'm taking a drink.
What's the guy's name in Waterworld?
Kevin Costner.
Slippery Sam or something? Or
No, the actor or
The Mariner. isn't it?
Oh,
The
sorry.
Mariner is his name.
I thought you didn't know Kevin Costner. Sorry.
No, I
the
can
Mad
talk.
Mariner.
Can talk
Dances
celeb.
with, what does he dance with? I can't remember.
Dances with fishes.
Wollongong.
Dances with Fish, yeah.
Dances with fish, yes.
All right. Well, one of you, Alex's, could you tell us?
Yeah, I think I figured out your scheme there, Spedsy, because you invited Tim on so you could get Mark on, and I reckon you invited Mark on so you could get George Miller on.
And here he is.
That's the
Is that
well, Alex? May I pee in your pocket for a minute because normally I
no,
poop in
no, just pee in my
What?
ear, and then it goes the other ear, and then we don't have to deal with it.
When we first started this show, well, I should say when Sizzle first started this show, but I was distinctly told by someone, a veteran of Australian comics, and they said, and I'm not joking, they said, "Oh, you've got Alex Major on the show? He's freaking awesome."
Oh, who
So-
was that?
Well, if your dad was Darren Close, it was Darren Close of Killaroo. So there
Oh,
you go.
nice. Oh, thanks, Darren.
Yeah. Shortly after Darren was diagnosed with having lost his mind. So no.
I didn't know where you were going with that, Spedsy, but Darren, we all love you, dude. Well, not everybody. I think Nick is a bit more platonic, and he's just more on the level of like. But that's still good. That's still good.
Sometimes when you say things, I go, "All right, that wasn't too bad," and then you go for the second sentence, and I'm like, "Oh god, this is where it's derailed."
No, that's not derailing. I had
This is
a moment.
derailing.
I had a questionable moment with one of the actors from Mad Max 2, one of the villains. He's an Aussie dude. He's an actor.
Wait, I want to say, is his name Humongous?
No, but he used to be. I don't know. I forgot his name because I've just been to his house once, and he used to do reviews as well. He was a video game journalist as well. Does anybody know this information? Sorry,
Barjo from Good Game.
No. This was like 90s. This is like he was a
Leonard Moulton.
He was Moulton. What? Yeah, he wasn't a TV journalist.
Bill Collins.
Bill Collins.
Yeah. This is Margaret Pomeranz. Anyways. But anyways, so that was
Ivan Hutchinson.
What? I forgot. Yeah, baby. I don't know.
I forgot what we're even. I thought you were naming Mad Max villains, and I was like, "Wow, I really don't know this universe."
No, I'm not that. I just
recognize
wanted
any
to
of these names.
No, because then it was on, like, I think it was on Channel 9 or 10 or something, and then I was like, oh, I remember, I've been to that dude's house, and he had like my neighbor, he was my friend's neighbor, and apparently a lot of kids used to go there to play video games at his house. It was a really bizarre time, but anyway, this is a bizarre story. Nothing nefarious. It sounds like a lot of stuff happened that would have been like, oh, there's an adult that had kids over to play video games. So, but it wasn't a Michael Jackson situation at all. It was good. So
we were fine until you went there.
Yeah, I don't even. Yeah, I don't. With Alex, I don't even have follow-up questions because I don't know. There's just too much there to. I don't. Alex,
but
did you ever say anything about Mad Max? I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that was because, but there was one thing about Mad Max I really liked. I fought in the Thunderdome a bit after I did my number twos. They had this end scene where they end on the like dystopian Sydney. I thought that looked good. I was like, oh, that's a nice shot. So I don't know. I just wanted to give that shot a shout out to say, like, yeah, nice shot. Whoever did the props for that, I liked it.
Props to them.
What about
the props?
I mean, in Mad Max 1, there's those what are they, Ford Falcons, and then they paint them yellow and put the interceptor cars.
But another fun fact, wasn't the first one dubbed into American English because apparently Americans couldn't understand the Aussie accent?
Oh no!
Yes.
Alex, these are the tidbits, mate. Look at that.
I was gonna get there. Dude.
I can tell you one worse one.
Yeah,
please.
Which was God? Who was it? Snake Plissken. Who's the actor who plays Snake Plissken again?
Kurt Russell.
Kurt Russell.
He tried to He wanted to remake Mad Max.
Oh.
He tried to buy the rights from George.
Wow.
But he didn't spend the money. I mean, he's not poor.
No. George said no, so he went off and did Escape from New York.
Oh, okay.
But that's a good outcome. We got Escape from New York and Mad Max.
we got
two wins.
And Escape from LA. Yeah.
And then we got that,
It's funny because that's part of my Saturday night movie night when I was a kid, and I actually don't know the difference between the two movies. They just all of it is just one big
one. He's
yes, sir.
What's the one where he goes, "You really did it, man. You turned off the world."
Planet of the Apes.
Oh, that's way off. Nick, I don't know. I was going to do a speaking of, but they're all insulting. I was going to say, speaking of Humongous, the villain, and then I was like, speaking of apes.
I'm the Ayatollah of rock and roller.
All right.
Keep going.
Let's go. Wait, no, first, I'm sorry, Nick. Quick, Nick and Alex, we didn't get your I can't even say it. Alliterative adjectives for your name?
Alliterative.
Well, he's quick. He's quick, Nick.
Buddy. Yeah.
Well, that's my fault for not saying the word right. How do you say it, Nick May? Alliterative? Yeah. As in, so it's got to start with N for you, Nick Cleary.
Well, does it? I remember in Small Soldiers there was a character called Nick Nitro. I always like that. Can I jump on that?
No, you got to be Nitro Nick.
Yeah.
No, I'm changing it. Changing my name to Nitro.
And that's why we won't get George Miller on the show with just antics like that. Clearly Mad Max, not Max Mad.
That's
anyway.
bad.
So are you saying that he's just clicked off now? He's watching it and he's like,
I'm
I
saying we
can't
had
be
a
on the
shot.
show with that guy.
We had a shot, but you guys killed it.
He's
All right,
fickle
Alex,
like
give us yours.
I don't know. What's something? I can't think of anything because like amazing
Angry.
sucks. I don't want to be called amazing or angry. No.
Amazing sucks.
Yeah. I don't want to be that. Yeah, I'm not enough of a narcissist to go like, hey, call me that. I mean, I am to a certain level, but not to that level. You know.
What, amazing
Yeah.
or a narcissist?
Let's just call it awesome then. Fine, just call it
Awesome, Alex.
Yeah, there you go.
That still sounds like a porno as well. These all sound like pornos.
It's not a bad. That's not a bad thing. Or you can just give him like no. You can just call them romantic movies for adults.
All right, hey, you're the dark horse of this show. You often pretend you don't know things and you drop all this knowledge. Like you're just like, didn't so and so, and you just like turn the world upside down. So give it to us.
It was 1979.
It was.
I was 9. And there were lots of ads on the radio for Mad Max. I was obviously too young to see it. And it was something, and I know Neil, maybe Mark and Tim can help me out. It was something about when the gangs take over the highway, either pray he's on your side or pray he's out there somewhere, something like that. 2 years later, I was 11. It was 1981, and I went to see Mad Max 2, and I would say it is still in my top 3 movies of all times. It was amazingly fantastic, so much so that I just watched it again today. Then skip forward a few more years, 1984, I was in year 10. And I was doing work experience at some guy's house. And Mum told me that one of her best friends who lives in Sydney, her daughter did work experience on Beyond Thunderdome. And I thought, well, I mean, that's slightly different to sitting in somebody's house and reading magazines all day. But yeah.
We played games too.
Yeah. So yeah, I love Mad Max. Fury Road was a brilliant movie. I was waiting for Mel Gibson in that one for the whole time, but I guess I waited about 3.5 hours and didn't see him. But yeah, I love Mad Max. I love Maximilian of Madness.
That's wicked. Now, a few things I want to touch on. You said there were ads on the radio, which I believe back when you were a kid they called it the wireless. Isn't that correct? Also,
it was crystal set, actually. Crystal set, yeah.
Crystal set
that we had to build ourselves.
And then operate by riding on a bicycle to power it.
Yes,
That's exactly the picture I had in my head.
Props to my big brother Paul, who did all the soldering on that crystal set as well. Hope you're watching, Paul. I know you're not.
He and George Miller turned it off long ago.
I think George Miller's going to come back.
Work experience in a guy's home. What were we experiencing?
Allegedly graphic design until I turned on a light in his darkroom with a packet of photographic paper open. And that was on about the second day. And then for the rest of the 2 weeks, I had to sit in his lounge room and read Graphis magazines. Getting paid $10 a day.
So meaning you destroyed the photographic paper?
Meaning I destroyed this poor man's livelihood. Yes.
Oh, okay. I thought something horrible. I immediately went to like a horror movie where you've turned a light on, you found a stack of photos of horrible dismembered whatevers. And
that also happened, but I had to develop them, and so it was a slow process.
And which, ironically, the whole experience hampered your development.
Correct.
Trauma.
I was a
and now you're here.
Yeah.
Now, Nick May, unfortunately, Nitro Nick is taken.
Hey.
Do you have the word I can't say, adjective?
I do. It's something that I've often been called. It's naturist, Nick.
Oh no,
Naturist. Hey, did you see also Aaron Mack of Gods Among Men? Allegedly, I'm going with allegedly Alex.
Okay, go for it. Yeah.
Now that's a movie. What's the deal with this guy? Why is he allegedly? What's
Is this
alleged?
also is this still a porno movie or is it like a regular one with no sex in it?
Yeah.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. Asking for a friend.
I abstain from answering Alex.
Oh, what kind of pain? That's disgusting. All right. Well, so also a question was your favorite 80s movie, but I think you answered that. Unless, of course, you want to put Tango and Cash ahead of Mad Max.
Tango, Cash. Yeah, probably almost a tie between Mad Max 2 and Blade Runner as my two favorite 80s movies. Yeah.
Okay. I thought
You
I
didn't like
nailed
Animal
it.
House?
What's that, Alex?
You didn't like
Allegedly?
Animal House?
I was too young to be allowed to watch
Porky's?
that. Porky's?
Yeah.
Interesting story about Porky's. Do we have time to speak
Yes.
about
Go on,
Porky's?
go on. Yeah, go on.
All the time in the
19, it was 1982. I went with
How old were
my
you?
older
Wait.
brother. I was
How old were
12.
you?
I was
Okay.
12. I went into the city with my older brother Paul to go to a concert at the Maya Music Bowl. Sorry, this was in Melbourne. And I think the Angels were playing. And while they were playing, people started throwing roast chicken around. So I was 12, Paul was 14. And Paul said to me, Mum, I hope you're not watching either. Paul said, let's go back to the city and let's go and see Porky's, which was rated R. And he said, but if you get stopped at the door, you're not allowed to say that it was my idea. So 12-year-old Nick and 14-year-old Paul went to one of the cinemas that used to be on Swanston Street, I think, and we went to see Porky's. And I don't know that I was necessarily ready to see Porky's at 12.
Well, you sure?
Now-
Did you find it funny?
I didn't, anyway, no.
He was
No.
too highbrow back then, mate. He was already 12. Now, Nick, I missed it. There were so many things going on there that I wanted to, again, touch on. So I was writing them down, and I missed where you were when everybody was throwing roast chicken around.
I'm pretty sure it was the Maya Music Bowl.
Okay. What was it?
I'm pretty sure it was like a 3XY concert, and the Angels were there.
Oh, yeah, right. The Angels were playing, and people were throwing roast chicken around.
Yeah.
Seems
That was
normal.
Melbourne. That was Melbourne in the early 80s. It was just raining chicken.
Okay. Yeah, I mean that sounds perfectly normal. I went to see UB40, and everyone was throwing roast pork around. It was the whole thing.
They were good times.
They were
They
all
were
good.
cooking in the kitchen.
I thought you knew nothing about Mad Max because of the way you seemed to be stalling with your storytelling. As in, if you were, the year was 1977. I had just been born.
That
And
was
then 2
Star
years
Wars.
later-
Come on. Not that, yeah.
2 years later, I was 2. It was the year 1979. And then, of course, in 1980, I was 3. And I was just like, what is this guy doing?
Oh,
all
such
right,
good
but at least we got
storytelling.
Numbers.
now, Nick, did we get a... Oh, yeah, naturally. That's your...
Naturist.
Naturist. Now, I don't think I've seen you outside of your house 3
In the
times.
nude.
Never once near a tree.
No, I don't think that's what naturist means. But anyway, I'm keen to hear from Mark.
All right. Now, Mark, on this show, we have a word called pickles. It's
Is it a safe word?
It's a safe word, my friend.
Yes.
It's me and Lee Chalker. We share this pickle between Chinwag and here. If I'm going down a road, a fury road, you just throw the pickles word up and we'll deviate, because I've got a few things I would like that the internet wants to know. Is Tom Hardy's Mad Max and Mel Gibson's Mad Max the same Max?
Oh, thank you. What a great question.
Or if you want to, I'll preempt the pickles for you. Don't tell me the answer. Do you know the answer?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't think the world does, do they? Does the world know the answer?
Shaden doesn't.
I think lots and lots of people have made up theories about what it is.
Okay, so
I know what George would say.
What would George say?
George would say what you want it to be.
Cop out.
Quick, Nick, wait, let's just.
I'll
Mark, if you will.
I'll say yes, it's the same bloody character.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get a replay quickly of that sound. Quick, Nick, when you heard the "It's whatever you want it to be."
Oh, was that it?
I liked it. It was very good. I think you should get an Oscar.
No, because there's an internet theory, of course, that is it the
feral kid
with the music box, and then Tom Hardy's got the same music box.
Yes.
So is it him picking up the mantle?
Well,
All right.
let's just say,
Either way.
let's just say when we started doing Fury Road, which was how many years ago now? 25 years ago. It was Mel Gibson playing Mad Max in the film, and that was the idea. Obviously, it wasn't Mel in the end, but I don't think the story changed that much. So I'd say it's the same character.
I feel like that's a bombshell, no? Do people know that?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I just don't know that. That's a lot of things I don't know, to be honest.
There's research.
Yeah, I did try to do research. One of the things I did do was I went back and I watched, I skim watched through episode 18 of this very show, Drink and Draw, where we had Mark on for the very first time. And we did almost a whole hour on Bug and Stump and the tism of it all, and how we got into storyboarding and all that good stuff. So if I would be remiss not to touch on that stuff, but if you want a more in-depth look, you can go back to episode 18. Did I say 19? I meant 18.
18.
Episode 18 of Drink and Draw. But Mark, can you tell us a little bit about what you did on the Fury Road and the Furiosa, and like how comics, sequential art of comics sort of, kind of bled into being a storyboard artist? And
I'll try to make it as quick as possible, because I'm pretty sure I have told the story on episode 18. Or was it 19? And someone just messaged something about TISM, so it ties into TISM. So I was grew up in Norfolk Island, out in the middle of the South Pacific. No television, no cinemas. Didn't watch film, didn't watch television. Grew up without them, had no idea. Still don't. Came to Melbourne to do university and was doing a PhD in genetics. But at the same time, I'd failed Year 11 art, so I couldn't do art. Professional. So yay! I was doing PhD in genetics, but I ended up starting to do a strip for the university newspaper, which morphed into doing a comic book, which is Bug and Stump. Quit the PhD, started doing the comic books more on a regular basis. Did 2 comic books for the band TISM, and then as a result of the second comic, got banned for naughtiness, which is a long story. And I'm going through it very quickly. But happily enough, literally got it banned. I quit my PhD. I had no work. I had no job. I had no money. And that very week, Alex Proyas, who was the director doing Dark City, up in Sydney had just broken his storyboard artist that he was using at the time and needed a new one. And he had the habit of using comic book artists. He said he used them because they didn't know the rules about film. And he just happened to be a Tism fan. So he had read the Tism comic. And ironically, it's one that got me banned. So I ended up going to Sydney to do Dark City, and I haven't quite got around to leaving yet. That was 1998. So, storyboards.
Yeah. How, like, I believe, now I know almost nothing about this universe, but I have seen storyboards from a varying, and they can vary from almost stick figures to full on the storyboard artist designs the shot, and it's almost likenesses of the actors in the. How detailed are we talking with your stuff? How full on do you get?
Depends on the film. Some films you get time to do lovely pictures, and it's all very nice. And other films you get to draw really quickly and draw lots of pictures, which look something like. Hang on a moment. Look something like. Yep, he says looking for the camera. I can't see the camera. They look like that. They look like shit. That looks terrible. But that's me just working it out. But they don't get.
If you move them fast, it's an animatic.
If I flick them,
yeah,
there would be only one page, and it'd be really not very much fun to watch. So, like, for instance, I just finished a film a couple of weeks ago where 3 of us storyboard artists had to storyboard the 80% of the film in 6 weeks, which is insane. Usually you'll spend about 6 months to 3 to 6 months working on a film, and you'll storyboard the action sequences and sequences that require visual effects or some sort of editorial complexity that you figure out visually, that then go to the rest of the crew and they figure out what they want to ignore when they're making the film.
And how closely is the writer and or director working with you? Are they like almost right over your shoulder, or you chat, you go away?
Depends on the film. So, for instance, on a Marvel film, I've done a few Marvel films. That tends to be here, have the script, come back when you're finished. Sometimes the director will go, I'm thinking this, I'm thinking that, now go away and do that. And you draw and you figure out how to tie it all together, and then at some stage or another you give it back to the director, and then they go, oh, thank you very much. I've got all the answers now. And then they ignore it. With someone like George Miller, for instance, on Fury Road, he sat with me and with the other 2 storyboard artists who started off the film every single day. We all worked in the same room. We all worked on the same sequences, which is extremely rare. And we all worked on these big bloody whiteboards with little fax printers. And we'd all try to draw like each other. So our storyboards all meshed. So it looked like one person had drawn the whole lot. And George sat with us every single goddamn day for close to 2 years. I did the second year by myself, and so I had George time for a year. And yeah, he was incredibly specific about what he wanted. But then again, on Happy Feet, he just gave me the script and said, I'm thinking of this, I'm thinking of that. Come back when you've got something to show. And I came back and saw him 6 months later and said, here's half the film. And he went, oh, thank you. That's nice. Can you change that shot? I was like, yeah, okay. All right, good, cool. And then
sounds like you directed Happy Feet to me. Just saying.
No, let's just say that I drew lots of pictures with hundreds to thousands of penguins in them, and it broke my brain. And George then did something different anyway. Sometimes storyboards are like a security blanket. You know, you give them something they know they don't want to do. They go, well, that's limited my choices. That's good. Got all those other ones to make, but you know, I don't have to do that now.
Have you drawn a penguin since Happy Feet?
I might be drawing one right now.
All right. Well, keep it to yourself.
Oh, Mark, are you really?
What about this McEwen guy?
Yeah, we'll get to it.
I'm trying to point him out.
All right. Well, we'll give you a break for a sec, Mark. We'll double back while we've got him. My interblogs suck. Neil Blandon, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. It's all coming through good now because I wrote that. I've read a Marvel comic and I've seen a Mad Max film.
All right. Tell us about both of those.
Mad Max, that's okay. It's good. I like the first one. I liked Fury Road. The two other ones are a bit silly, but I don't mind them. Sorry, Nick. What else I was going to say? Oh, I can give you gossip that's third hand. There you go.
Please.
About what was the Tina Turner one? This is the third, isn't it?
Thunderdome, Beyond Thunderdome.
Thunderdome.
Yeah, well, whatever. When I went to school, I worked with a guy who I'm not going to say what he did on the film, but he's gone over to America to do things on films now. He was very lucky. He didn't teach. And
Was it Frank Thring? Was it Frank Thring?
Yeah, I went to school with Frank Thring.
Good evening.
Yes, I can't do a Frank Thring. Apparently, Tina had a really huge bad coke habit. There you go. That's all I know.
Ooh.
There you go. And
It's the
when I went
80s.
to saw Happy
It would have been
Feet
more
and
surprising
I
if you
saw
didn't.
Mark's name pop up. I was in the cinema with all these little kids and my daughter. I went, oh fuck! And my mums weren't too happy with me.
Nice.
Was it a preemptive fuck because you flash forward to you then dogging those two films here on this show in front of Mark? It was the realization.
No. What?
You heard me. Neil, just while we've got you though, tell us, did you make some big boy comics since we saw you last?
Big boy comics, but yeah, are you going to wait to the end? Do you want to hear about that now?
Well, we don't actually do that anymore. We've changed our format perhaps since you've been on. So
Somebody hasn't been paying attention.
We tend to see the numbers drop off when it became self.
When do I come on?
So let's shamelessly plug you now.
Reveille Comics. I've got a comic called Bland. I've gotten to 61 and I've got comics.
Yay!
And I'll be selling them on Sunday at the Yarraville Toy and Something Market. Oh, you've put me on the spot. I can't remember. If you go to Blandarama, you can find out.
What's that? Is that a theme park?
And I'll have zines as
It
well.
will be.
That's not this weekend, is it? Did you say?
I think it is. I think it's Sunday.
Is it some sort of senior centre, Neil?
Yeah. It is a senior
I'm
centre,
meant to be
apparently.
going to that thing as well.
I'll be going there with my wife. We'll be having some toast, and I'll be mowing the lawn at 6 a.m.
6 a.m. It's the 30th of June.
Yeah.
Okay, well,
31st of May.
then I'm wrong. Don't go there. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I hope it is because I'm meant to be doing the same show, and I need to mentally prepare for what I have on the weekend. And I thought I had nothing on.
The Grandlord publisher told me it was tomorrow, so maybe I'm wrong.
Just go, Neil, and get all those books, mate. Don't give up.
Yeah, it's 30th of June, 2024, Neil. So, yeah, save yourself a Sunday drive.
Drive? I'm going to look right now.
All right. Well, while you do that, we'll go to Trevor Bovis's dad. Tim McEwen, how you be, sir?
Great, man. How are you?
I am well.
That's good.
Tell us, do you have a love for Mad Max?
You know, I didn't grow up with Mad Max. I always knew who he was, but I can't remember when I first watched it. But it wasn't that long ago. Maybe 15 years ago or 10 years ago or something. In fact, it might have been in preparation for Fury Road. Was maybe the first time I ever watched any of them. It's really weird because, like you guys said, it was especially when Mad Max 2 and Thunderdome came out. They were really transformative in so much popular culture. Like I may not have watched a lot of movies, but I watched a lot of music videos, and so much music video at the time after Thunderdome, especially, was just Mad Max musical really on Countdown and on I don't know, whatever the other music shows were. So yeah, it was. I didn't actually see them until recently-ish kind of thing, and it's kind of weird. The number of people who are sitting here tonight saying, "Oh, I've actually never seen them." It's like they're an Australian institution, and I really think you should see them if you haven't. It was terrible that I hadn't seen them for so long, and they're really worth watching. They're so Australian, but I actually found them a bit of an acquired taste. So hanging out with Mark so much and knowing of his love for Mad Max, and especially Mad Max 2, I think I built it up in my head pretty big that it was going to be some like really astounding thing I was about to sit down and watch. And I actually wasn't that impressed with Mad Max the first time I watched it. And I understand, that it's a very kind of low budget first time director sort of thing. And I watched it just recently again in preparation for Furiosa, and I actually enjoyed it a lot more. But to my surprise, I actually enjoyed Road Warrior and Beyond Thunderdome heaps more than I have before. And I know that people say they're a bit silly, especially Thunderdome, but I actually really, I kind of was able to get rid of any preconceptions because I had seen it. And I just enjoyed it so much more. I really liked both of those. I told Mark that I was trying to find my copies of the Mad Max comic as well to try to read that. I was trying to just get everything that kind of was canon or canon-ish in regards to the oeuvre. I love the world building and the efforts. It feels like people outside of George go to, the efforts that other people other than George go to make it all work as a single unified world. And yeah, it was only just today that I saw that theory again that the Tom Hardy Mad Max is the Boomerang Kid, the feral kid. So yeah, some people are really invested in trying to figure out if the timelines work and how they work. And that was one of the big things you did, right, Mark, on doing the comics. You really wanted to try to tie timelines together and make sure that it all worked.
No, I was just doing that to annoy people. No. George did say, "Can you do some way of synopsizing the three films that came before?" Because when Fury Road came out, it was God, how many years? 85 to 2015. 30 years between drinks. So yeah, he wanted to bring some idea of Mad Max to a new audience.
Are you talking in the comic book?
So in the comic book, yes.
Right. Yeah.
I've got one somewhere, but anyway.
I got really confused because I thought you said that George asked you to give him a refresher on his own movies before starting the new movies.
George. Sometimes you have to. George remembers his films visually. So, like, he remembers the original Mad Max with Mel being about 7.5 feet high because he used to watch them on an old editing machine. I can't remember the name of the bloody thing, whatever it is. And they would stretch the image, so you'd always see the image stretched when you were cutting it all together. So, George's memories of the original Mad Max is Mel, 7.5 feet high. He's only about 5 foot something. So,
Is it true that after the first film, the rest occur in no particular order or timeline?
I think the general accepted wisdom was that Mad Max 1 happens about 3 to 5 years before Mad Max 2. Mad Max 3 happens about 10 years after Mad Max 2. Fury Road happens sometime after Thunderdome. And then now we're really getting weird because George then has actually now done Furiosa, which happens before Fury Road, 15 years before Fury Road. Well, at least 15 years before Fury Road. So we're not quite sure what's happening at the same time. So it's a bit... Anyway, he's now going with the idea that it's all modern myths. And they don't have to be in a particular chronology.
Yeah, good.
So
Yeah, I'll go with that.
He's a director, so I'm not going to argue with him.
That's okay, Mark. You can stand your ground. You can show him who's boss. Go like, hey, George, listen to me, mate.
You know, I tried that. I tried that on Happy Feet too. Didn't go well.
Oh well, never give up.
They weren't all Happy Feet. Nick Cleary, why do we often think of Mel Gibson as being Australian?
He's not born in Australia, but he got his acting education in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And Mad Max was his first film, and then he made Gallipoli, I think, which is a great Australian film. That's about all.
He's so young. He's so young in Mad Max.
Gallipoli, that's the one about the ice cream trucks, right? That go around. Yeah.
Yep.
Gallipoli here. That's probably problematic. Shit.
He's probably not going to come back.
Just a little.
Tim, how do you think you would fare in a post-apocalyptic world?
Oh man, I just had this conversation with somebody 2 days ago.
Oh, well, don't worry about it then. Okay.
No, and I was saying, like, I don't get it in these post-apocalyptic storylines, how everybody is so intent on surviving, you know, the zombies and you know, all this awful shit that's going on, and I just go, you know what, forget it, we're done, I'm out of here. I'll walk out there and get my face eaten by a zombie or a rictus erectus or whoever is out there, because it's just like I'm not built to survive any of that. I'm out of here. So, yeah.
The rictus erectus, where's that
I
from?
knew.
Someone's going to come up with that one.
I was waiting for a moment to say careful saying rictus erectus around Alex. You said people are intense on, and I'm like, well, yeah, in a post-apocalyptic world, I guess most people would be intense because lots of the buildings have been destroyed. That was a long way to go for that. One last question, Tim. Favorite video clip from back in those days of lots of countdown watching?
Oh man, look, I just bathed myself in them for hours every Saturday for some reason. I'd probably go for Total Eclipse of the Heart, because that's like Jim Steinman wrote that song, and he's one of my favorite storytelling musical writers. And I'm pretty sure it's who's the director who did Highlander? Russell Mulcahy. Pretty sure that was one of Russell Mulcahy's video clips as well. And any Russell Mulcahy video clip, I just loved. I just loved what he was doing.
Wild Boys Duran Duran, right?
Wild Boys. That was the big one. That was
Mad Max with Duran Duran.
Yeah. And that was Russell Mulcahy as well, I'm pretty sure.
Super keen for Furiosa. Sweet.
Really?
Total Eclipse of the Heart. Does that mean there's a smaller heart orbiting the bigger heart? I don't know how that works.
It's a metaphor, don't go making fun of Mr. Steinman. That's a beautiful metaphor.
Well, I remember the sequel, Meta 5. These jokes can write themselves. Sis, maybe we should take a look at some artwork, perhaps.
What the hell?
The hell?
What the hell?
Are you pressing the button? Looking for the button?
Sure, I can. Oh, yeah, I forgot the button.
Come on, let's see some.
My drawing.
Drawing. To make any money with your drawings.
Shut up, bitch!
Yeah, when The Rock says "shut up, bitch," that means it's time to look at some artwork. You too, send in artwork to this show at any time. It doesn't have to be while the show's on. It can be during the week. For instance, at the end of each episode, we like to announce what the next topic will be. And so you can send through some art to comex.show/art. And we would love to show it here on the show. It can be something you did 10 years ago. It can be something you did 10 minutes ago. We would love to see it. All right, let's take a look, Sis. I'll run the comments if you want, and you click their old button.
Thanks. So we've got Martin Gammon. He was the first one to send one in.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's Mad Max 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Love
And
it.
he's
Brilliant.
sending
Oh,
another
that guy on the left on the motorbike. That's the man. That's the man whose house I went to.
Vernon Wells.
No, that's the guy who Nick did work experience with.
Ernie James. R.I.P.
Oh, yeah. After he lost all his photo paper.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had nothing else that he could do.
Well
with his
done,
life.
Martin knows how to draw cars. Knows how to make them
Yes,
move.
he does, which
Yeah.
is his second picture.
Oh, there you go.
Oh, nice.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Now, I'm not a big car guy, but I do appreciate that. What is it in Mad Max? They worship engines because they last longer than bodies or something, and they almost see steering wheels as like a Jesus cross type thing, like a religious symbol.
Yeah, and they've got keloid scarring all over their bodies of engine blueprints and stuff like that as well. If you actually look at Nicholas Holt's chest in Mad Max Fury Road, it's actually an engine block.
Yeah,
cool.
So,
it's blue and furry if you look at it in the X-Men movies.
yeah, but it's keloid scarring underneath it.
Hey, Mark, is there anything that you've drawn or like an idea you've had that you've pitched to George that you're really proud of that's in the movie? Anything that you're like, George, what about this? What if he had a scar? What if they had crucifix steering wheels? Or is George on the idea train?
Honestly, I mean, I've worked with George for bloody 28 years, so yeah, there's been a few. I can't remember any off the top of my head, but yeah, there's always moments. It's more about story. It's more about storytelling than it is about the actual pictures you draw. Or
sure.
You know, if you can get a story idea through or something like that, that's always fun. So yeah.
I want to hear it. I want to know what it is that you're particularly proud of when it comes to you.
Yeah, I'll have to think about that one.
I do know one quick. When before Mark came on board, it was actually just called Feet.
No way.
Yeah, and then Mark was like, "What if these feet were happy?" And George was like, "Holy shit!" Yeah. Rumors are that Mad Max was originally just called Max too, and somehow Mark said before he was born, "What if he was mad?"
Get out of here.
Quit while you're barely awake. Come on, all right, let's look at some more pictures.
Okay, we've got Dan May.
Whoa!
Hey.
Yeah, nice.
Holy gosh, Dan! He's put a Gaussian blur on some of that hair, I think.
Oh,
Is that, am I
It looks a
saying
lot
that?
like Dan.
Focus your eyes to the middle.
Yeah,
to the eye.
yeah. Wow,
Awesome.
nice stuff, Dan.
Right.
Yeah.
We got Jeff Edis. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. He does coloring. So this is him coloring over. I haven't got my glasses on. Shit. I can't read that word.
Jeremy Ha.
Yeah.
I think Jeff has actually coloured one of my comic books.
There's the
either
original
a
art.
Tom or a Rick McEwen, I can't recall. But yeah, it's beautiful. Jeff is an expert colorist. And here we are just showing the black and white.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Mm.
Very
Showing the
good.
original art.
Both are
Okay,
very
we
good.
got Dave077, regular to the
Dave-O.
show.
Hey.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
Very
Bring in
good.
your own stuff, Dave. It's good.
Yeah, it's wicked. What's the dog's name? Does the dog have a name?
Dog.
Red Dog.
I
Dead
refuse
dog.
to watch Red Dog because I assume the dog dies and I just can't do it.
Yeah.
I'll watch thousands of humans be slaughtered, but I will not watch a dog die. Nice
Fair
work, Davo.
Yeah.
Yep. Next up is Rob O'Connor.
Hey.
Speaking of
Tina
which,
Turner.
She's got all cocaine all over her face.
Nick.
Alex, I don't think you can say that.
What? I can't mention your name.
That brown paper works really well for a Thunderdome picture.
Yeah.
Is this
Cool.
when she did the NRL commercials, or was that after?
After.
It's during.
Okay.
I can see her nut bush. Anyway.
You just crossed the city.
Oh,
then.
God, you have to go there. Okay, hang on. I'm just uploading some art. Oh, will just be a second.
Okay, I'll go next. Tony Menzie.
Oh,
Hey,
Wow.
Hey, we like it.
Hey.
Nice.
But
that's great,
once
Tony.
this uploads, straight
It's
after it
luckily-
is.
Color Tony Menzie.
Yeah, color
Yeah,
it
colored
in. Is color it
Come
in.
on.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Way to flex, Tony. Good work.
Yeah,
Very cool.
Yeah, brilliant.
Crazy.
More like that. Are we allowed to
That's fired from quick.
more like that
More like that.
from everyone. Next time.
Even says.
I'm doing my
Okay,
best. Nick. Judge.
next up, Nick May.
No, don't ever put me after Tony. Manzi.
Oh, what did you
It's in the
do?
order I
That's
get them. I'm
awesome.
sorry, man. It's in the order I get them.
Rad.
Like, that,
Which
is it
the
because the
line.
bird's
Someone
foreign?
put theirs near the end.
It's because the bird is a parrot and Papagallo is anyway. That's the guy
Well,
in
why
Mad
wouldn't
Max
it be a
2,
parrot?
the humongous speared in the back. Mike Preston was Papagallo,
Very good.
the parrot.
Oh,
Very
okay.
good.
Yeah, but why don't you put like a cockatoo or something on an Australian parrot? Like we've got plenty of parrots, and you pick the South American Latino bird.
No, that's an Australian one. That's actually
it's
a
not.
photo.
Is it? Oh,
That's
there's
a
a
king
photo.
parrot. It's just there. Come here.
It's a
Come here.
macaw. It's a macaw.
Go
It's
away.
from Brazil.
Nick May, if you pulled a galah parrot
Yeah, a
into
galah.
frame, that would have been a bigger flex than Tony Menzie sending in black and white.
Yeah,
and
it should have
colour.
been a galah. I agree.
I
with
thought that
you.
was an Electra Daredevil type homage thing going on there because, of course,
Ah.
parrots love nachos and Electra nachos. Something connect the
God.
dots.
Yes.
We've got to feel sorry for the guy who follows Nick May.
Yeah.
Woohoo.
Okay. Rightio.
Good work.
Nice one,
Beautiful,
Speedy.
Robert.
A little bit phallic. I like it. It's good.
Oh, I forgot another twofer that I was going to say too. Mark, you might recall from episode. Is my signature on that one? Yeah, if you look down the bottom, there's my signature ripping off Mark Sexton's.
Oh, I'm going.
At the show, I was saying it's a night for twos because we got two people and whatever, two Nicks. If there's one person who I've ripped off in this world more than you, Mark, it's Nick May. So you can see me borrowing heavily.
And look what's happened. Look what's happened to him.
Yeah, he had a full head of hair before I started stealing all his.
It's
material.
actually true. It
They're
was
gonna-
in the
they're gonna
jar
steal his
beside my
second
head.
Yeah. Sorry, Sis, I derailed.
No,
Let's
no,
get
all
back.
good, all good. I was uploading a photo anyway, and there's no. Okay, we have Shadens.
Oh,
Hey.
Nice.
That is nice.
You're playing with a little strange print ink stuff there, Shaden.
Yeah, I go to like monthly comic, well, not monthly anymore, unfortunately, but I did go up to like monthly comic meetups, and my friend airdrops me textures that she downloads and pays for. So it's a
cool.
sweet deal. And so I decided to utilize them finally because they just sit there in my iPad. So yeah, but yeah, a little bit of paper texture, and I was like, oh, I'll just sprinkle that in. I think it's gritty.
Yeah.
It's, yeah.
Oh, yeah, awesome. I wish my friends sent me like textures and stuff. The stuff I get is horrific sometimes. Anyway, we have different friends.
What do they send you, Spendy?
Well, let me pull it up now and get us kicked off YouTube.
Oh dear. I don't know where this picture came from, but Adam Gillespie.
Hey.
Nice.
Hey.
And now we know his name is Dog.
That's Bill Murray, right? That's Bill Murray as Mad Max.
And why does it say
No,
Zam
that's
on
actually
the
Kurt
shoe?
Russell as Mad Max.
Hey, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Very cool.
He's
Adam,
wicked.
love what you do.
See, he's got
Good stuff,
VB
Adam.
and a monkey wrench hanging from his top.
Oh, yeah, he's keeping it local.
And it says
Knife in his
Zam
boot.
on his shoe.
So every footstep says Max.
Does it?
People know who's walked there.
Yeah.
I suppose it does if you look at it from certain angles, but
Sam.
done.
Sam.
Well, you just look at it from the one angle of when it's imprinted on the ground. It would say.
Look at it.
Depends which angle you approach it in.
And guess what it says on the other boot?
At least Nick gets me.
It says allegedly on the other boot.
Allegedly the right way up. We have Tim's. He sent a photo.
Yeah, Tim.
Yes.
Oh, yes, guy.
Very nice, Tim.
Mel.
Only half finished, but you know, I did some warm ups earlier today, and I thought I was going to do something a lot more kind of cartoony and I don't know, and ended up trying to be a little bit too realistic, and it's not as much fun as what I was doing earlier today. But anyway, I'll keep on working on it afterwards and see if it turns into something better.
No, it's great. And you know what? I can see the passion in it.
Yeah, that's the idea. That again, that's one of the things about especially
that's
those
a Mel
first
Gibson
three.
joke.
I get it. I was about to talk about it seriously.
No, please do.
I just love the sadness in Mel Gibson's eyes. He's just so kind of he doesn't understand well. Right.
Is that my internet?
And that was the about trying to get someone to play him. I think this is you could look.
Tim, you.
I muted him.
You were coming through in clicks and clops as though you were transmitting from a space station.
It was very Kalahari.
We're Mayday, Mayday, we're going down.
By the way, this cat's called Max as well. And he's Max. So there you go. Yeah, he's got a little M on his forehand. Anyways, he doesn't like he's camera shy. He's not going to be a celebrity cat.
Let's go back to Tim. Let's see. Tim, have we got you? No, we've got no microphone. I think your AirPods were
at all now.
Much better now. We can't hear him.
Oh no.
Tim was saying though, like Gibson's eyes, like he's a very powerful screen actor. They're very strong. They sort of glow. They're an odd green, and Mel knows screen acting. So I assume Tim was talking about that, the subtleties in what Mel does on screen. Very powerful actor.
He's not subtle all the time though.
Under hate now, but he knows his game.
Oh
yeah, we got you.
I think it's back.
Yeah, I think you got it. Anyway,
we got you, Tim.
Just raving. All good. Carry on. Next person.
Okay. When Riggs had his few serious moments, and you're like, "Whoa!" Turned on a dime from funny and cracking wise to holy shit, he's broken. Yeah, we've got awesome work, everyone. A nice portrait, Tim. Great job on Greener Pastures too. All the other issues are great too. 1, 3, 4, etc. Not just 2.
Hey, can I before we disappear off me? I'm going to be at Ashfield Library tomorrow for a comic conversation. A bunch of other people are going to be there as well. Really, it's going to be a great day. Nicholas Scott is going to be there. If I just pick one other name, Nicholas Scott's going to be there to give me a talk. So worth coming along. I think it's from like 10 or something, 11 a.m. At Ashfield Library.
Yeah, right. You sure it's not June 30th?
No.
Now, Tim, we go way back, you and I. We're all mates. There's favors between mates. What are those? It's just there's no such thing as favors. Just looking out for each other. Nicholas Scott, talking about getting one legend to kind of leverage the, maybe just a whisper in her ear. Gee, I did a fun show last night, Nicola. Swing on by those Comex folks. Anyway,
Nice.
Feel free to pickle. Yeah. All right, Sis, are we?
No, we're not done.
Ourselves? No, you got something else?
We've got Neil Blandon. Do you want to hold yours up?
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Excellent.
Freeze.
Good time. Oh, there we go.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice, Neil.
Awesome.
Good mullet action.
Yeah, Brad Daniels couldn't be on the show, but his eyebrows still made an appearance. Wicked. Well, let's.
Sexton guy.
You don't want to check out Mark?
Oh, every week I forget something. So, the man of the hour. Let's zoom in on his face. You've only screen
Like Andy Anderson.
I'm going to have to turn around my. Hang on. How do I present a picture?
That man is presenting.
Mm.
I'll take it. A little less pressure. I'll take you off the big screen there. While you're pressing buttons, everyone at home, next fortnight, the next episode, we will be drawing James Bond, drawing and talking 007. So, get ready for 7 of us to not know what we're talking about, and 3 of us
George
to...
Lazenby, right? We all drawing George Lazenby?
Three.
The best Bond ever?
Correct.
I thought his name was James. I had no idea.
Is it? No, it's George, right? The
George
actor
Bond?
who plays...
George Bond.
We're talking about George Miller.
Sorry?
George Lazenby.
Yeah.
George
Yeah,
Miller.
he's like the best James Bond ever.
George
Oh,
Lazenby.
that's Frank Miller.
Sounds like a transformer.
Nice.
A lot of people
Yeah, it
say
doesn't
that.
matter.
People
I'm
say
sorry.
he
I was
he
just...
the best one.
Yeah, because he's
The
Australian.
best
There you go.
transformer. Yeah.
Thanks, Plungecast.
What up, Plungecast? How are you
Next
going,
weekend
Mr.
I'll be at the geek markets in Canberra, so I won't be able to watch. So come
You can
see
catch
me
us on
there.
replay. Or
One of the Mays will be there.
yeah,
Dan May. Dan May will be there.
Yeah,
And Michelle.
Dan. If you see Nicola there, it might not have the weight of a Tim McEwen recommend, but I'll take a Dan May recommend for shower.
You might have crazy eyes.
All right,
What
how
are
are
you
we
doing,
looking?
Sexton?
Hey, I'm trying to figure out how to do this.
You can take the picture itself and just message it to me on Messenger if that's easier.
That's what I
Let me
did.
just do that right now. Okay. As you can see, I'm highly technical.
No, well, while you do it, we will we'll get a little tune back cracking that goes a little something like this, and we'll see if Mad Max is doing something inappropriate with a rabbit.
Let's see.
Oh,
Hey.
Furiosa!
Bang, bang.
Very nice, Alex.
Excellent dance. Cool. Good stuff, man.
That's how they do mix
Why is Pepe Le Pew farting specifically on Mark Houston's face right now?
That's the well, it's not inappropriate.
That's
It's the one. Don't know
That's going to get
exactly
my
what.
Sexton band again, that one.
Here's another weird one. What's
That
that?
one's another weird one. I kept all the weird ones. Go figure.
Awesome. Yeah, Alex, we had to do an emergency delete of some things last week. Me and Quick were trying to upload some stuff.
Yeah. Gone
You must
forever.
have nearly hit like 100 animations for this show, and we can only have 100 images.
Yeah,
Oh, there you
something
go.
like
There you go. There's a bug and stump one. Do you still have the bug and stump one?
One of someone was pretty fun.
We don't have it here, unfortunately. We've only got Ichigo ones now.
Oh, okay. Well,
I do.
I don't know we kept that one in the first place.
Right,
We only
well,
started keeping them like at a certain episode.
Yeah, I don't think we
It's
supposed to
gotta
keep them,
be wrong.
which is a bit dumb.
You still got them, haven't you, Alex?
Excellent stuff.
Yeah, they're all
Oh,
over
well,
on a bunch
man.
of different. I think. Did you get my message?
Do you want to
Score?
talk? You want to do some plug-in,
I got a message.
Alex?
Yeah, just quickly, like next Wednesday at the Carrington in Surrey Hills sketch party. It started in LA, and they have them in San Diego and Nagoya, and I'm helping with me and Almo, helping to bring it to Sydney. So if you're in Sydney on Wednesday in Surrey Hills, basically what we do is we spread all the tables at the pub. We'll have paper on them, and we'll set up all pencils and inks and stuff. So you just show up and draw on the table and start drawing away. And then ideally also chit chat with other people that are drawing. Don't be just solo. And bring cash. You don't have to. Just but if you do, buy a drink or something, because the idea is that we're helping out like a local pub, have a quiet night. And so they've got a quiet night space. Bunch of artists come in there. And we have a space to all draw and sketch. They've got potential customers, but yeah, I mean, you don't need to buy alcohol or anything. Just have fun. That's all.
Nice. Mr. Sexton, you want to take us home with a little doodle? You can show the picture as well. Either it's up to you.
Oh. He's got the littlest.
Oh.
There you go.
That's very good.
For sure.
Now, Mark, were you already drawing a penguin when I said?
Yes.
What?
Oh my god.
Spoilers, Spedsy.
Wow.
Excellent.
That's
That
awesome.
is amazing.
Oh, and kudos to Dan May too, because look at that, the same dint in the light. So Dan did his research, and
Got to have the dent.
there it is.
Actually, that's better than mine.
And the trick there is in the nighttime, you think there's just a motorbike coming, and then you're surprised it's a whole car with a penguin in it. Anyway, all right. Well, that's been our show for this week. Massive thank you to Tim McEwen, and for Tim using his weight to get us Mark Sexton once again. So thank you, gentlemen, for coming along. Neil Blandon, thank you, sir, for coming along, and thank you for really putting me in my place and making me up my research game when I ran into you and you said, do you ever know anything on those shows you do? And the answer is no, but I'm trying to be
Lies and slander.
And of course, thank you to Sis. Well, this whole show is a Comex show here on the Comex Network. Please go to the Comex shop. That's comex.shop to support not only the show, but all the creators by buying some of their comics. Big episode of Chinwag coming up this Tuesday, where the man with the wagging chin himself is in the guest chair, and I get to interview him. Not panicking at all. I have done a little bit of research. I'm fairly sure I've got an idea of who Lee is, but I plan to find out more on Tuesday night. So please do tune in to this very channel.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is there gonna be beard talk?
No, but
No.
we will talk pickles, gherkins, all kinds of green.
Because his beard has been changing a lot and kind of a interesting thing to follow. So I thought you'll have some questions about that.
If there's a lull in the conversation, go.
I told you I'm going to make it awkward. I figured, you told me to do it on the show, be awkward. So here you go.
I
tried my
actually
best.
said be Arthur. I was talking about the Golden Girl. But anyway, all right. So James Bond next week. Start sending your artwork in. Thank you so much to everybody who sent in art. Thank you to all our artists here in the room. Now, Neil did ask me, could he please do the outro quote? So Neil, take it away. Debut your little quote thing you want to say.
Can I now? Oh. Cartooning is a beautiful art form.
There you go.
Nice.
Like and subscribe to the channel.
Alfred, let's go shop.
Comics.shop.
Say goodnight.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Good night. See you next time.
Press the button, the button.
Just press a button. See.